Hi, so happy to have you with me here today. The topic today is Archangel Ariel. And, I do this every month, Archangel of the Month Day. Before I get started, I have a couple things I want to say. First, to my listeners that are in Caledonia, Ontario, thank you so much for tuning in. I see you here week after week, and it means a lot. If there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, all you have to do is ask. My email is in the show description. I want to talk about something a friend of mine from high school did for me this week that just has blown me away. She contacted me on Facebook and she said, "I need your mailing address. I listened to your show, your podcast, and I have something I want to send you." Okay, so I gave her my address and I'm thinking, which episode was she listening to? Well, that was answered because yesterday I got this in the mail and it's a journal. And she made this cover. And Liz, thank you so much. It's just gorgeous and absolutely some of my most precious angelic experiences are going to go into this journal and I'll treasure it always. It just really touched my heart. So clearly she was listening to the Keeping an Angel Journey episode. And that's something I've been doing for over 40 years. I've got stacks of journals. I actually keep everything in there, like momentous occasions, my angelic experiences, messages I get, dreams I have that are psychic dreams, interesting paranormal experiences, supernatural experiences. It's all in my journals. So it helps me a lot when I'm writing to go back and just see exactly what happened and when it happened, because memory can be faulty, even for the people with great memories. So I want to jump into today's topic. Archangel Ariel, her name means lioness of God or hearth of God, and it's pronounced Ariel. The origin of the name is the Hebrew word Ariel. She's also been known as Ariel, spelled Arael, Ariel, and Ariel spelled Ariael. That's true for every archangel. There's usually a whole list of names that they've gone by, been referred to by through history. And speaking of history, I like to talk about the history, the human history we have with an archangel. And in Ariel's case, Archangel Ariel originates from books of Judaic mysticism, such as the Testament of Solomon. And she's also found in Christian writings and I always get this pronounced wrong, Apocrypha. Ariel is an overseer of nature and regulates the underworld, punishing those who transgress into darkness. Ariel is the name of an angel in the apocryphal Ezra, also in Mather's, the Grand Grimoire, the Greater Key of Solomon, and other tracts of magic, where she's pictured as lion-headed. So people always like to know, and I like to know too, like what areas of human life does each archangel oversee? And they definitely, it's like they sat down and had a meeting and said, "I'll take care of this. Oh, you should take care of that. You're good at that." And they divvied it up. And so what Ariel oversees is nature and the natural world. That is her primary role. She also oversees sprites, which are elemental beings associated with water, kind of like fairies. She is a healer. She assists with strength, manifestation, prosperity, and abundance. Who doesn't want more abundance in their life, in all areas of life? I have a little bit of Archangel Ariel trivia for you, and it's just little pieces of information that when I was researching her for a few months, just gathering as much as information as I could, and this was a couple of years ago, here's what I found. This courageous archangel is associated with lions and the wind. And so you could see images of her or feel the wind, lion images of her, or feel the wind pick up when Ariel is near. I actually have that happen a lot. Sometimes outside we're just this random big gust of wind, but more significantly in my house, and it happened last night. I don't know, maybe because she knew I was doing this episode today. I don't know. But I was just standing in the house and there's a ceiling fan on, but it puts a low, steady current of air. And all of a sudden there was a big blast that blew my hair back a bit. And I'm like, okay, you have my attention. So she's most often depicted in male form, though she is seen most by people in a female form. And I have to tell you, she's always been feminine for me. Her energy color is a pale pink, and many have seen her appear as a lion or a magnificent angel standing upon the earth. So there's a lot of different ways. I don't know why my camera's doing this. Maybe Spirit thinks it's funny. It's been doing it for a couple minutes, like zooming in and out. She works with Archangel Raphael, and especially when animals need help. Again, you know, animals are part of nature, the natural world. Ariel works closely with King Solomon manifesting, releasing spirit, and doing divine magic. She does not have a ruling planet and is connected with a zodiac sign, Leo and Aries, and the seventh chakra, which is the root chakra at the base of the spine. Back when I was doing this intense research about her, I took a few moments to do some meditation and just ask her for some words directly from her, and I wrote them down. And here's what Archangel Ariel said. I am deeply concerned about the state of your world's environment. It is out of balance and in need of restoration. For those who are willing to assist me, I have assignments available. Should you ask for one, I assure you that you will receive only duties which relate to your passions and the confines of your life. You will be rewarded with great expansion of your heart chakra, resulting in pure joy, which extends into your planet's environment. I thank you for your dedicated efforts and for coming to the rescue of the planet. We thank you, Ariel, for knowing about it, of course, and helping us in every way you can. So you might wonder, like, what are some times when Archangel Ariel is the right archangel to call upon? I mean, it's perhaps you already have a special bond with her. I find that most people have a bond with a specific archangel, or maybe two or three. And if you do, then it's always a good time to call upon her. But then thinking back on the areas that Ariel oversees, I came up with a list of kind of like 5 headings that you might want to think about her and asking for her help if you're going through this. If you have a desire to deepen your connection with the earth, with nature, with animals, for manifestation, prosperity, and abundance. And I just want to say again, abundance is about far more than money. Abundance is everything in your life that makes it rich and wonderful and joyful for you. If you want to connect with fairies and other elementals, for conservation efforts and healing the planet, that's something that's of special interest to me since '85, when my angels showed me what was going to happen to the planet. And sure enough, it's all unfolding. Breaks my heart, but it's all unfolding now, and it put a fire under me. They're like, you have to do something. I'm like, so I started doing something, and I just never stopped. If your angels show you something and they tell you something, boy, they know what they're talking about. The last category would be if you're seeking courage, strength, and confidence. Who doesn't want that? So I before you do an invocation, and by the way, when we're talking about archangels, an invocation means simply asking for that archangel to come in and help you. So here's some things I gathered to make it more powerful, to make it more beneficial for you. Ask her for help on a Tuesday. And if possible, be near a body of water or outside at least to magnify both her presence and her healing energy. In your diffuser, some scents that you might want to try, not all of them mixed together because that turns into a nasty hodgepodge, but 1 or 2, maybe 3, if you try them and they blend well. The options for essential oils for diffusing for Archangel Ariel are basil, cinnamon, frankincense, always a holy scent, patchouli, orange, peppermint, or rosemary essential oil. And I'll tell you, I actually used essential oils every day for multiple reasons, health reasons, scent, aromatherapy to help with various things, lifting frequency, clearing dark energy. And I'll tell you, like, these scents are holy, and these scents lift the spirit and raise the frequency. So that's all good reasons. If you want to hold a piece of rose quartz in your hand, that will help. It'll clear your mind and help you connect with the natural world. Then, you don't have to do any of this. These are just things to boost the effectiveness, and you're welcome to try them, or just do the invocation. And here it is. Ariel, please come to me now as I seek to insert your specific need. I ask that you bestow upon me the healing energy of your presence. Help me to live in harmony with nature and manifest abundance of all kinds into my life. Allow me to live in prosperity and transcend the illusions of the third dimension. I thank you for honoring me with your presence and divine assistance, Ariel. For me, anytime I'm working with angels and archangels, I create sacred space around myself. This office where I see clients, I do so much angelic work that there's always a lot of angel frequency in here, but there's things I do. So I think it's a good idea anytime you're going to do angelic work to call in the 4 archangels. You can go to my website, ivoryangelicmedium.com, and under resources, you'll see spiritual protection. That invocation of the 4 archangels is right there for free. You can access it anytime. And so say that. And then I like to use one of the violet flame invocations, and I do the very first one, and it's kind of a basic one. You set the intention of a violet flame invocation, what you intend for it to do. When I say this one, which is the first one in the back of the book, my intention is always circles of angelic protection. And as I say it, sometimes up to 3 times, I will feel the angels coming in circle upon circle till I'm just covered in hard chills. And very often I'll see a violet doorway open up between the top of my desk and the ceiling, which is where the angels come through. So sometimes they come through and I don't see it, but most often I do. I cannot tell you what that invocation is because it's copyright protected, but I can show you what the book looks like. I have some copies here. You can find this on Amazon and in a lot of libraries, just Violet Flame by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. So in the back is where the invocations are. They're super powerful. I'm going to do a show about that because I'm such a believer in those invocations, and I'll explain why on that episode, but I want to stick today to Archangel Ariel. So the last thing, once you do that, call in the 4 archangels, do a violet flame invocation or another prayer. I always end with a prayer to God, just thanking him for another opportunity to serve in this body and asking for protection for myself. And if I have a client, for that client, and asking that we seal in our positive energy and seal out all negative energy, and sealing light, sending light to the lower realms so that only peace and love may enter in. And there's such a softening of the energy around myself or myself and a client as I'm doing this, because a sacred space has been created. And at that point, then you have lifted your frequency higher as well, protected yourself from anything other than this archangel coming in, which is always important. You do work like this in a safe manner. That's something really important. I cannot overstate this enough. So I want to get into some of the specific invocations for Ariel. The first one is an invocation for bravery and growth. Archangel Ariel, please enter my presence now and help me instill bravery in my heart and in my mind. Help me to connect with my innate warrior within so that I may stand strong in the face of the challenges I face, both in my life and in the world. Remove my fears and doubts like the shedding of a skin I have outgrown. Leave me radiant in my fortitude as I rise above the fear around me to a place where I may see situations from a better perspective. Please assist me in growing as a person. I desire to leave behind ideas and judgments which no longer serve me. I ask that you provide me with spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and emotional maturity. It is my desire to become the best person I can be. Help me to be brave and to grow spiritually to the highest level I am capable of. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for the honor of your presence and the powerful assistance you are providing for me. This is one I think is really important for most of us right now. There's so much craziness going on in our country and the world, and it does require bravery. I like to say we really do need to come to a place where we step into our own strength, our core of strength, and we become a spiritual warrior, at least for ourselves. There are those out there. I was talking to my business partner, Roz, yesterday as we had our detox foot bath together, gives us chat time. And we were talking about how there's not that many people who have a spiritual calling to be a spiritual warrior for everyone, for anyone and everyone. That's few and far between. They're out there. I know some, they're out there. But most people, it's just critical that you become a spiritual warrior for yourself, that you know how to stand in your strength, what you know is right, what you're being told by your angels, by God, by your innate sense of knowing that is your higher self talking to you, that you be able to stand strong against people trying to harm you in any way, even emotionally, mentally. There's a lot of bullying going on right now, a lot of nasty behavior. So stand strong in who you are. Be confident in that. Know what you know is right. And this isn't about what you think is right. It's a different thing. But spiritually, what you know is right. And save yourself. Protect yourself, save yourself. That's how you do it, is you get really, really strong. So that's a great one for most of us right now. This is an invocation to Ariel for strength and confidence. So if you think you lack those skills, this could be a good place to start for you. Archangel Ariel, I ask that you enter my presence as I need your powerful assistance. Please bestow upon me confidence in myself as a person of worth, strength, and skill. Lead me to a surety that I am worthy of love and being loved. Help me to feel acceptance of who I am and the gifts I share with those in my life and with the world. I ask that you remove any barriers which stand in the way of me gaining inner strength in myself and all areas of life. Remove any blocks which are preventing me from seeing myself through the eyes of unconditional love. Help me to increase my confidence and inner strength to the highest level possible for me at this time. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for the honor of your presence and the powerful assistance you are providing for me. There's some things in here I kind of want to go circle back to and talk about. There's a whole lot of people who really do have this deep sense of unworthiness. It's a self-esteem issue, but especially it can be rooted in believing you're not worthy of love, you're not lovable. So if you're one of those people, it can happen from childhood abuse of all kinds. Childhood abuse is not always about physical abuse. Mental and emotional abuse hurts deeper and takes longer to heal. So if you were told things that made you feel less than when you were a child, or you were in a relationship where you were made to feel less than, and you're trying to get out of it, or you've escaped it, you're trying to recover, this is a really good one. The other thing is talking about being able to see things through the eyes of unconditional love. You may not know that reaching a place of unconditional love is raising to another dimension. And it's not something easy to do. And I don't think you can just make yourself determine, I'm going to have unconditional love. It's a state you arrive at through the spiritual and personal work that you do. When someone has that, which I don't see too often, but when they have that, it tells me a lot about the work they've done and where they are on their spiritual journey. So if you want to come to a place where you can love your neighbor, where you can love people that you've never met, where you can feel deep love for every human on the earth, that's one that's going to help you get there. And I highly recommend it because peace on earth requires the majority of us to reach that point. The next one is an invocation for animals. And I know how passionate animal lovers are about animals in general, their pets in particular. So this was one for you. Archangel Ariel, I call upon thee for your connection and concern for animals, big and small. I need your healing energy for, insert the name of your pet, who's suffering both from health issues and mistreatment. Please come to the aid of these innocent creatures to relieve their pain and improve their quality of life. Help animals who are in misery due to the impoverishment or climate issues in the area they live in. Give them comfort, improved health, love, and hope as they strive to live a peaceful life. Intervene as needed to protect animals from humans, disease, and situations beyond their control. Surround them in a bubble of your angelic protection, offering them a better chance at healing and a simple life of happiness and safety. Help animals to be pain-free, healthy, and contented. Please bring lost pets back in good health to their loving owners. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for the honor of your presence and the healing assistance you are providing for animals. About that one specifically, it's perfectly fine to insert the name of your pet and specifics about the health or situation with your pet. But I love that that this one, and this came from Ariel, this is not like created from me. These are all given to me by Ariel when I was gathering all this information a couple years ago. But I think it is good that it includes prayer and protection and salvation of animals around the world, because there are a lot. When people are in crisis, they often do things they would never do otherwise, like leave pets behind, or the people are gone and pets are left there to fend for themselves. So there's a lot of animals. Think about the animals that are endangered species that are being hunted down. I like to do this one and just I think about animals all around the world because they are such vulnerable creatures. They depend on us to protect and take care of them, and if we owe them that. But a little reminder on all of these invocations. The words came from Archangel Ariel, but she wants you to word them in a way that feels right for you. If there's words in there that it doesn't feel right for you to say, change it. If there's a section that doesn't strike you as something you want to say, take it out of there, add something in, make it your own. There's no reason why you need to say exactly what I just said of any of these invocations. I always consider these a starting point for you, and then you take it from there, personalize it if you'd like to, and make it feel comfortable, make it feel like something you would say. The next one is an invocation for nature and the earth as a whole. Archangel Ariel, I ask you to be with me now as nature and earth greatly need your assistance. Please clear our air so we may breathe, purify our water so we may drink, and heal our earth so we may grow and eat. The imbalance has become so severe that we are unlikely to correct it ourselves. I strongly desire a healthy planet for all people and animals. I ask that you influence mankind to do all they can to clean our environment. Please intervene on my behalf to remove all toxins in a safe manner, dissipating them harmlessly into the universe. Help to bring water to areas of drought, healthy crops to area of hunger, and regrowth to areas which have been destroyed. I ask that you heal all of nature and the earth itself, so that we may all live a more healthy, happy life. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for the honor of your presence and the healing assistance you are giving nature and earth. Um, I I know my angels keep telling me, I ask them every night because it shakes me up. I'm so worried about the environment. And they always say, Ivory, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. I don't see how, but I have to say there's plenty of times and plenty of situations in my life where my angels were calming me and like, Ivory, it's going to be okay. And I, again, couldn't see how that could possibly happen. And they were right. And it was. But that doesn't mean we don't do everything we can on an individual basis and grouping together, because if we don't have a clean, healthy planet, we all go. We won't be able to support life on this planet, us and the animals. So there's so much at stake here. What a beautiful, beautiful world God has created for us. I marvel in the beauty. I never want to come to a place where I drive into Sedona and see the beautiful red rocks and it doesn't make me want to cry. I never want to stop checking my backyard and seeing what roses are in bloom and how my tomatoes are growing, my little jalapeno plant. I love looking at this, looking at the ocean and just seeing how vast it is. And it's very good for us to realize how small we are on this planet. And it's a precious commodity. So I love these invocations. Archangel Ariel is not an archangel that I have a particular close relationship with, but she's certainly an archangel I like to ask for help from. Because of this, I do think we need all the help we can get. If you have questions about any of this, you can always contact me. Again, my email address is in the show description. And I realized something earlier. I have a bad habit. I keep forgetting there are tons of people who are listening on a podcast who are not going to see what I'm showing. So I'm going to go back. This beautiful angel journal my friend Liz made. It's a black leather journal, and the cover is encrusted with gorgeous turquoise rhinestones and gold rhinestones and pearls and in a mandala kind of pattern, completely covered. It is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm so sorry I didn't describe that to you earlier. I will be better about this. I learn more with every single episode I do. Now here into, like, I think this is the 51st episode of the Angel Room. Wow, that time's flying. So, I do a show every week. So we're coming up on 1 year anniversary. I'll have to do something special. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you gained some knowledge and perhaps some ideas of how Archangel Ariel can help you and how you can ask her to do so. Tune in next Sunday. The topic will be Your Angels Can Help You Start Your Heart-Based Business. This is for people who are thinking about having a business that uses their spiritual gifts in some way. So whether it's a spirituality business, a healing business, a health business, and if you're already in the business, we're going to talk about how the angels can help you through some of the pitfalls business presents and help you find your way through that to a more successful, abundant practice, which is more like you envisioned it to be and you deserve. You put your work in, here you are, but let me help you with this. I will be pre-recording the next 2 shows because I am having radiation treatment for skin cancer on my face. It's not going to be pretty. So I may end up doing 1 more pre-recorded episode. I'll keep you updated on that as things go to let you know, but you can always tune in. In the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every moment, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.